Number two, do active, what is called active revision. On a few days before the exam, what you need to do is active revision and not passive revision. Passive revision is where you go back to the notes and start going through again and again. So when you do active revision, it entails that whenever you learn something, grab questions. Remember, the first step is that you are linking the course content to the possible what? Exam questions. Meaning at every point that you are reading, you have a question in what? In mind. When a lecturer is explaining something, you have a question in mind. Even as I am talking, you should be linking what I'm saying to some of the questions. If you're not, you never even understand anything. You just say, then there, but you know. And it ends there. Do you have certain, because when people are submitting those, when people are registered and submitting those possible challenges that they get faced, there were challenges that I submitted. No, I experienced anxiety, I experienced this, I get to experience panics. And these are the things, the information is structured in that way to respond to those questions. So always do that. Even when you go in church, when a preacher is speaking, when somebody is teaching, you need to ask yourself, what question are they answering? Have you come across something that they answer? Don't just take information as information. You need to have a question in mind, and that allows you to get feedback. Okay, you are gonna get feedback if you are always using questions. After studying a topic, spend a little time understanding the implication of facts and what a potential exam question might be. Now, why am I emphasizing so much on this? An exam is not asking you to paste memorized facts. I think you can agree with me. They don't ask you to go and paste. They ask you to think. Sometimes they'll give you a scenario and a situation, and you must answer the question like that. What it is doing, what an exam is doing, is that it is tasking you to get the information that you have read and apply it in a new context, so that it can prove that you have understood something. And I think examiners, when they're setting their exam, those are the things that they look at. They look at testing your understanding, not how best you are at memorizing. That's not what an exam is all about. So active revision, that's why it helps. Active revision involves looking for and understanding the key points and arguments. When you are reading, you are revising. This is very important. Don't revise everything. Look for key points and key ideas, key information. And how do you determine something that is key information? Questions. They're the best. You can also ask your lecturer, your lecturer and seniors who have done that course before. They can guide you through, say, this is important, this is not important, right? They can give. So active revision also involves you grabbing the past paper, the actual past paper, and then you go through. Even the day before an exam, instead of you just trying to memorize some terminologies and stuff, practice past papers. Very, very important. So, let me talk about the revision the day before an exam. What do you need to do a day before an exam? If you have to revise your 10 points, maybe if you are not like me, because me, I don't revise the day before an exam. I don't. I just feel like it's a waste of time. But there are people that manage to do, revisions the day before. Because if I revise the day before the exam, I get more confused than what I read. The time I'm going to write an exam, I feel like I never read anything. And the way the brain works, when you have anxiety and fear, it sheds what you read, and it only comes after the exam. Because you come to exam and say, how did I forget it was there? But you confused your brain because you are trying to do so much in a short period of time. So what do you need to do? Read through your primary source of information as required by your professor or lecturer. A day before an exam, pick what your lecturer considers as the major, most important points and source of information. Don't go read your own textbook, because that textbook is not what is going to mark your grade. Every examiner has what they pronounce as important points. So, a day before an exam, only go through information that your lecturer has recommended. Don't go through your own thing that you feel you can go through. Very, very important to take notes. Number 2, use questions to revise, not notes. A day before an exam, don't just go through the notes. Use questions instead of the notes. Focus on a topic or part of the course you don't also understand. That is active revision. Divide also the amount of time you have got by the number of topics you want to revise. Very important. So imagine you have 2 hours before the exam. Then you have 10 topics that you want to revise. So what you do is 2 hours is 120 minutes. 120 minutes divided by 10. Those are the number of minutes you are going to be spending on this topic. Okay? That's the best way to go about it. Otherwise, the other way is never to go through everything. Pick one topic or two, then go through and end there. But I'll tell you the truth. The brain absorbs more than it processes. That's the thing. So it is what you know that you know is less than what you really know. I think you never got that. Right? What you know that you know is always less than what you know. Because what your conscious processes that you know is not what a brain has that you know. The brain has more information about what you know. It keeps and absorbs more than your conscious tells you that you are understanding. Step 3, before exams, use what we call the mnemonic devices. Mnemonic devices. Now, mnemonic devices, this is a start technique. It's not specifically there to help you understand things more. It just helps you to memorize or remember things longer. And you know, these are techniques. A mnemonic device is a memory technique that can help you increase the ability to recall and retain information. What is a mnemonic device? Simply, by a simple definition, this is something that you come up with that helps you to be familiar with the information. So in math, we have what we call body mass. Do you all remember that? When you're solving math in grade 8, they tell you follow body mass when you find it. Do you know what body mass is? We understand. B brackets. The O of, right? Then the D division. M multiplication. So now what they did is that the word that acronym body mass is a mnemonic device. They made it in such a way that it helps you remember the format of how you need to solve something. So you can come up with your own. Don't restrict yourself. You can come, if you have long terminologies, or maybe there are procedures if you are doing health courses, procedures of an operation. If you are doing industrial studies, procedures of what you need to do for you when you're approaching a certain problem. So you can actually make an acronym on your own about that procedure and then master it. It's just for yourself. It helps you remember. It's not about your friend. These are the best to memorize things that are facts that have no relation with your human life.